and welcome here to TalkFCB, and welcome back to the channel today, guys, where we do have a number of really important, and especially looking ahead to the summer, these are big topics indeed, because we're going to be talking about the brilliant performance that it was last night from Memphis Depay, and exactly what that could mean for his future come the summer transfer window. We're also going to be talking about Frenkie de Jong, who I feel was much improved in yesterday's game, but those rumours about his future continue to circulate, and today, Barça are being linked with Valencia's Carlos Soler. It is all discussed today, so get ready and let's do it. Because if we do start, first of all, with that Memphis magic, and I did think yesterday that actually Memphis looked so much more comfortable on the left-hand side, and I don't mean necessarily sticking out wide and on that left, but I think he was very comfortable drifting in, making those inverted runs that we saw for the goal, and also linking up very well and allowing that space for Jordi Alba on that side too. So good performance there from Memphis on the left. We saw dribbles, we saw passes, shots at goal, and he looked a really confident man as well, especially after that goal. That really boosted him, I feel, and it was great to see because he does work hard and he really does fight when he's on the field, and I think all of us fans can really appreciate that. And I think we've got to be honest and see that actually looking at that display from Memphis last night, the things that he was doing, things that we haven't seen in recent weeks in our front line, that for me, that performance from him was more complete than anything we've seen from any of our forwards, any of them, over the past few weeks. And it was, especially with the finishing touch, because the one thing we've been lacking is that when you get in the right position, when you get in the right area, you find that finish. And Memphis yesterday, with that volley that he smashed home for the opening goal, that was a huge moment. But speaking of huge moments, there is one that is on the horizon for Memphis Depay and Barcelona, because this summer, we all know, he's going to be entering the final year of his contract. He has a contract at Barca right now until 2023, which means that this summer, you've got to make a decision. One way or the other, it's a huge summer for Memphis, because either you sell him, you make the decision that Memphis is not a player for this club, that we're not going to continue with him, and for that reason, you sell him now to get some money before his contract expires, given that any money that we do make, of course, would be profit, given that he arrived for free, with plenty of Premier League clubs on red alert, if that happens. Or you go the other way, and in fact, you keep him. Something that quite clearly Memphis himself would be happy with. He's always fighting for his chance, and he would love the opportunity to stay at the club. That's why he came here. But I think it's more than that too, because if you do decide to keep him this summer, if Xavi sees him as part of his plans, you've got to renew him. You would then have to give him a brand new contract, long-term, to keep him here for several years to come and to protect yourself from losing Memphis for free. And I think it's because of the magnitude of this situation, the fact that this is such a big call for the club to make. We're not going to make it here based off of one game. Yes, Memphis was fantastic in last night's match, and I think Xavi has also been really impressed with his attitude. I think he can really appreciate that, and that's something that he'd speak about in detail after yesterday's game, the way that he's fought back into the team. But you often hear Xavi talking about consistency, talking about needing to replicate this kind of level, and that's now what we're going to have to wait and see. I think these final games of the season, they're going to be absolutely huge here to see what Memphis can do, if he can continue this level. Of course, he needs the opportunities to do that. We're going to need to see him in this team, and I think we should do. And if he can continue to perform, continue to score, continue to pose a real threat in that front line, especially as well coming off the left, then things this summer may just get very interesting. But if we do move from one Dutchman to another, because now we simply must talk again about Frenkie de Jong. Because first of all, I just want to say what a much improved performance it was from him in yesterday's game. I think he looked energised, I thought he looked especially motivated, given everything we've heard over the past 7 days, given the message that of course came to him from Xavi to find that level of consistency, and I thought he was much better. In particular, I would look at the way that he was moving with the ball, and especially the way that he was carrying it. Because I think when you think of de Jong, when you think of the qualities that he has, especially in a Barcelona team, that carrying of the ball, progressing through the field, that's what we want to see. Because when he gets started, when he goes on one of those runs, or when he's got it close to his body, his technical ability is perfect, he's got the physical attributes too, You just don't stop him. He will move past defenders, he will glide past them, move all the way up the field and cause danger in our opponent's half. And that's exactly the kind of thing that we saw from Frenkie on several occasions during yesterday's game. I thought it was interesting that after the match, Frenkie had come out and faced the media. He did speak there, and I think he was actually quite eager to talk. He said the conversation that I had with Xavi was very good. He said I got confidence in myself, and he said the coach says he has confidence in me too. So everybody is happy. He said I don't feel like too much is demanded of me. He said, you know, pressure is always good for a player to bring the best out of themselves. I don't feel like it's too much. I don't feel like there's too much pressure on me right now. And I think that was nice to hear, because there is no denying that in every single press conference, whenever Xavi is asked about Frenkie de Jong, the kind of answers that he gives, he's always glowing in his praise. Even when he's saying, look, you need to be more consistent, or yes, I took you off, I can understand the frustration, he will always still go on and say, there's nobody like Frenkie. There's nobody with the qualities, with the attributes that he has. And he will always say as well, he's the future. And he's not only the future, but he's the present too at this club. Xavi is never ever in any doubt that he wants Frenkie to stay at Barcelona. But that doesn't stop the media, and it probably never will, because these Frenkie de Jong exit rumours simply do not go away, because now we're going to talk about another midfielder, and now we're going to talk about Carlos Soler, because it actually emerged, and I want to make this clear, in the Madrid media, who claimed this morning that a €20 million agreement has been completely reached and finalised between Valencia and Barcelona for the 25-year-old midfielder Carlos Soler, who is going to be entering the final year of his contract this summer. Now, they say the deal was done, that it was signed, that it was going to happen, and that potential deal could impact de Jong's future this summer. However, almost immediately after those reports were circulating, it was interesting actually, because Valencia as a club acted very quickly, and this is something you don't often see when clubs actually flat out deny a particular rumour, but that's what Valencia did. They said this story is simply not correct. They deny the existence of any agreement or any negotiation with Barcelona, and they say that in fact right now they are negotiating a contract renewal with Carlos Soler. And I've got to be honest guys, at this point it's difficult to know what to believe, exactly which road to go down and exactly where we are when it comes to Soler and Barca, because Gerard Romero, let's not forget, often very reliable, he's the man on the money right now, he knows what's happening inside and outside of the club. He did say today that yes, discussions have taken place, that Barca have met with the agents there of Soler to just sound them out and discuss a potential deal. So there is definitely some interest there from Barcelona. Whether it's as far along as we're being led to believe, whether the Madrid media there are trying to sort of amplify this and sort of make it about Frenkie's future, I don't know. But what I would say right now is that Soler is a midfielder who has been talented now and sort of up and coming in La Liga for several years. I think he's yet to make the next big step in his career, that next big jump as well in his development. This season he does have 11 goals and 5 assists to his name. What I would say though is that 7 of those goals, let's be clear, are from the penalty spot, but of course he did dispatch each and every one of them, and he is a good player. He's a technically sound player. I could see him working well at Barca, but if you ask me now, do I want to sacrifice Frenkie de Jong to sign Carlos Soler? Of course we'd make a massive profit on de Jong and we'd bring in Soler for less, but I would still have to say no. No thank you. And I just refuse to believe at this stage that that is kind of the road that Barca are thinking of going down, that Xavi would want to go down. Like I say, in every press conference, in every time Xavi is asked about de Jong, he is clear that he wants him to stay. And I would much rather take Xavi's word for things than the media's from Madrid. But of course, guys, what I would really like to know in the comments down below is what you make of this situation. First of all, do you see any link there between de Jong's future and Barca's interest in Carlos Soler? What do you think of him as a player? Would you like to see him in a Barcelona shirt? And of course, do let me know as well on Memphis Depay. What would you like to see happen with him this summer? Would you like him to stay? Or do you feel that Barca should be cashing in and selling him in the coming transfer window? Let me know all of those big opinions down below. I will see you soon, and of course as well over on more TalkFCB with plenty more to come. Thank you indeed for watching and for supporting. But until next time, as always, Visca, Hail Barca!